This is the exact process we implemented for one of our luxury real estate clients that generated them over 3.4 million in transactions and over 160,000 euros in revenue in just 3 months. And I get it, if you are a luxury or premium real estate agent, you probably get 3 phone calls a week of marketing agencies offering you services to help you generate more leads, get more clicks to your website, or make nice looking Instagram posts. The problem is with these marketing agencies or these lead generators, they only focus on one thing, which is generating you leads. This allows them to only focus on cost per lead, cost per click, etc. But I can send you 1,000 leads right now. That doesn't mean anything. They need to be high quality leads of people that actually want to buy. And that's difficult because probably you get a lot of people clicking on your advertisements, you get 100 leads, you call all of them, and most of them, they say, well, I was just looking. Who doesn't like to look at luxury homes? Then you're out there wasting your time on calling hundreds of leads. We're here to change that. What I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to show you the exact process that we used to generate over 3.4 million in transactions for our luxury real estate client. This way you can copy it and you can implement it for yourself. So let's get straight into the video. As you can see on my screen, I'll show you how we do 3.4 million euros in deals for one partner every 3 months. And we're on track to do about 15 to 20 million this year with all of the leads that are still in the pipeline. And to break down the numbers real quick, it's 3.4 million in transactions. That's about a 5% commission. So it's about a 170,000 euros in revenue based on 2 transactions of 1.7 million euros. So that's just to break down the numbers for you real quick. And what I'm going to show you here is the steps that are actually necessary to make sure that you not only generate leads, but also are able to convert them into deals without wasting hours of your time and a lot of energy by talking to low quality leads. It all starts with lead generation. And that's what we talked about. And a lot of agencies, a lot of marketing agencies try to sell you leads. But yes, lead generation is important, but sometimes the word leads has a little bit of a negative ring to it. But every business needs leads. But the problem within high-end and luxury real estate is that they are not quality because people are just browsing, they're just looking. You don't want any time wasted on low quality leads. But it is essential to build different lead sources so you can get consistent high quality leads on autopilot to make sure that you're never short on leads. Because if you're only dependent on your network or your referrals, then you're dependent on others. So you need a different source of lead generation. What we did specifically for this client is that we implemented a Facebook and Instagram advertising strategy that brings them about 50 to 100 leads consistently every single month for about 50 euros cost per lead. And you might think, hey, that might be a bit high, but usually when people are optimizing for the lowest cost per lead possible, you just get a lot of low quality leads. I'd rather have a lead that costs 50 or even 100 euros that's actually quality and actually has millions to invest. The goal here is to create a process that from every 1 euro you put in, you get 3, 4, 5 or more euros out. The second step is to make sure you have a high quality landing page that filters out the leads that are not qualified and make sure that people that are qualified fill in their details so we can generate a lead. Based on this process, you need a landing page that asks the right questions and the questions that make sure that people who are not actually trying to buy don't fill in the form, and that people that do want to buy actually continue, fill out the form so we can contact them. And this sounds pretty basic, but there are specific strategies that you need to implement to get the highest quality leads possible. The next step is to make sure that you have a CRM system or a pipeline. When I speak to most real estate professionals, yes, they have a CRM system, but it's mostly optimized for putting their objects or their houses on their website or are directly connected to a platform. They have some email software built in to talk to clients, but it's not optimized for client conversion. It's not optimized for lead conversion. The automation possibilities are usually limited You don't have email automations, no WhatsApp or social media integration. And a lot of times there isn't actually a pipeline either. So if you're still following up through email or even with spreadsheets or Excel, then it's time to get an upgrade. What we did for this specific client is that we created a simple but effective pipeline to get an overview of all the potential high quality leads that are in the pipeline, to make sure that we're always on top of them, to make sure we can follow up, we create tasks, and we can send them emails to stay top of mind. If you're going to start generating leads and you don't have a CRM system or you don't have a pipeline, then you're going to lose on probably thousands, 10,000s, or even 100,000s of euros. Combine this with the next step, which is implementing an inside sales agent. What we did for this specific client is we implemented one of our own inside sales agent, which is a real person, not AI, to follow up with all of these people. So when you do this, as the real estate agent, you don't have to focus on following up, sending everyone messages, but you can focus on closing the deal, building relationships, and growing your business, which is the most important thing. What happens when real estate agencies are a lot bigger is that they usually have about 4 to 5 or even more agents working for them to close deals. And what the biggest problem is, what I hear from real estate agents, it's that their agents don't follow up or don't update the leads in the CRM system. And this is costing you maybe even millions. And by implementing one agent that is solely responsible for following up with leads, then you only have to keep one person accountable for this. When a person is qualified and ready to start the buying process, then, only then, this person will be connected to an agent to build the relationship and close the deal. Of course, agents need to follow up in that time to close the deal. So, as you can see, already in the first 4 steps, we're trying to keep everything as simple as possible and to make sure that you don't waste time, money, or energy. The goal here is to create a process that creates clarity. Clarity for you, for your agents, and for the people that are trying to buy. By the way, if you haven't done it yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content to stay updated on all the new videos on this channel. The next step is to set appointments, and this is solely the responsibility of the inside sales agent. However, you can assist the inside sales agent by putting automations in place, either through WhatsApp or email. Or if you have another preference, you can use other automations as well. So it is important that your CRM system can connect with CRM systems like Monday.com, Soho, Go High Level, or HubSpot, for example. But there are tons of tools out there that you can use. And with these automations, you can stay top of mind with your clients, with your potential clients. And it's only an extra addition to the inside sales agent already following up. So make sure that the inside sales agent always follows up with all of the leads, and that the email automations and the WhatsApp automations, for example, just add an extra contact point with your potential customer. Also, make sure that all of these automated contact points are from value. So you don't want to spam them, hey, do you want to be a client? You want to become a client, or you want to buy this house? No, always try to lead with value, something that's valuable to someone that potentially wants to invest in or buy a house. So together with the inside sales agent and the automations, you will be able to set appointments, qualified appointments, consistently and predictably. Imagine you get 10 appointments every single month just based off all of your marketing efforts and your lead generation. Even if you have a month that you get less inquiries through your network and referrals, then you know that you can always count on those 10 appointments. So when you set these 10 appointments every single month, it's all about building your relationships. And this is when you train either your agents, or if you're a smaller boutique agency, then it's important that you yourself start building relationships, because online lead generation is not the same as referrals or people from your own network. These people already know you. They already trust you, and they've already heard some good things about you. But people that you contact because they filled in a form or an advertisement and became a lead, you need to build that relationship. And this is a mistake that I see a lot of real estate agencies making when they just start advertising and have always relied on their network and referrals. They say, hey, it's been 2 weeks and they still don't want to buy. But that's totally okay. give it time, but make sure that you can get as much personal contact with them as possible. Make a WhatsApp group or have conversations on WhatsApp. Invite them over, help them with viewing a home, and make sure you build that relationship so that they start liking you. And the more you build this relationship, the more these people want to work with you as well. Then the next step is clear, and that is closing deals, which is the most important part. However, if you don't do the previous steps correctly, then closing a deal is very difficult. So you need to have a CRM system. You need to follow up with people consistently. You need to build relationships, because only when you build relationships and do all of these steps, that's when closing the deal becomes effortless. And then your closing rate starts improving and improving. The mistake that I see most agents make is that they're trying to go from lead to appointment to closing the deal without actually building the relationship. And then they're surprised that they're losing deals to competitors who are actually building these relationships, who are messaging it, who are staying top of mind. So this is very, very important. Then the last step, and this is something that I see marketing agencies do a lot. Oh, everything needs to be online. Online leads are the best way to grow your business. Yes, they are very, very effective, but don't discount the referrals. I always say you don't want to be dependent on referrals or on your network, but referrals are one of the fastest ways to actually grow your business, but it can lead to a cap. However, what you want to do is you want to deliver the best service possible so that all of these people that you meet through online advertising or through lead generation, that they're so happy with your services that they will refer you to friends and family. This is one of the most powerful ways to actually double your return on investment. Imagine you sign 12 deals in 1 year because of your advertising campaigns. But every one of those people becomes a promoter for your business and refers you to at least one friend. That means that you just doubled your return on investment. So never discount referrals and actually delivering a good service. And then what happens is that these referrals will go into the pipeline again, and you start building new relationships and keeping top of mind with these people. And that is really how this process works. And the way we were able to generate these amazing results for our client is actually step 10, and that's feedback. Because of implementing an inside sales agent, the feedback to our advertiser is very efficient, because we can optimize our advertisements based on what people tell us on the phone, how qualified they actually are. But if you don't follow up consistently, you don't know what the quality of your leads are. And then yes, you can optimize based on cost per lead, or you can optimize based on how many leads you get and what they fill in the form. However, you're not actually talking to these people. So the only way that this process is going to work is that you follow up consistently and call people at least 5 to even 10 times before writing them off as not qualified. And this feedback is essential for this whole process to work. So the way that we do this is that we have 2 monthly strategy sessions and a WhatsApp group with every one of our clients so that we can immediately give feedback and they can immediately give feedback to us. This way, we can optimize way faster and way more efficiently to get the maximum possible results. This feedback will result in us optimizing the advertising campaigns or the lead generation campaigns to get the best possible results. So this was the whole process that we implemented for one of our clients to generate 3.4 million euros in revenue in just 3 months. And there's a lot more coming because there's a lot more qualified leads in the pipeline. If this video was valuable, then subscribe and drop a comment. And if you're actually interested in working with us, then you can click the link in the description and schedule a call with me or someone from the team to see if we can actually help you. So I'm looking forward to meet you. And if not, then continue watching all of the videos on this channel. I hope this was a lot of value to you. And if you know anyone that this might be valuable for as well, you can send the link over and share it. That would be much appreciated. Our goal on this channel is to create as much impact as possible, either if you're going to work with us or not. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.